welcome to Appalachia's Homestead. Patira with you. Yes, we are on the interstate. James is like Jerry Reed, and we are headed to a powwow today, y'all. We have worked our tails off, and we are now actually getting out today. And I want to talk to you about a subject that is pretty critical, and I wanted James to hear me talk about it because he always has an intellectual, very a lot of good input on a lot of subjects. And I know you guys appreciate him, so we're going to actually, I may film this video. I'm filming this video, and I may film another because there's a subject that he and I have been talking back and forth about making a video about for the past 2 days. So while we have to drive, we're gonna, kill two birds with one stone. So here's the thing. So I got a little upset yesterday because, and James will tell you, I finally just said, I've got to make a video about this because I keep getting things show up in my news feed, or I see things on YouTube, or I'm seeing lots of comments. So, it's like when you see one thing and you go, that's disturbing, or we're getting over in the right lane, or whatever, but it's like you get convicted to talk about something or share something or do something about something if it keeps popping up. So what I want to talk about is the past several days I've seen a lot of articles, or I've seen even like a video with NPR on YouTube, and it's all pertaining to everything that's going on, but particularly how it is affecting elders. How it is affecting folks that are in the boomer age category. That's per NPR, so there you go. Which obviously is going to be folks that are like my parents and older. I mean, this is affecting folks that are basically retirement age up until their 80s and 90s. The inflation, the gas prices are putting an absolute squeeze. It's putting a squeeze on everybody, but if you are retired, if you are an individual living on a very limited income, etc., obviously a fixed income, when gas prices double, or when you have an inflation of 9.1%, we all know that's hogwash, right? Well, so I see a lot of comments. I've seen comments even about people that are seeing elderly folks in their community having to put things back on the shelves, or that need a lot of help. So NPR this last week, I'll link the video below, put out a video. It's actually about 10 days ago. They put out a video called Boommates, and it goes into this whole situation, particularly talking about specific folks that are boomers, and they are having to literally find roommates and tenants because they're not making it anymore. The financial burdens that we are all experiencing from the high inflation, the continual inflation, and the gas prices, but they are not able to make their bills. It's not that they're not capable, it's that the financial squeeze is just too much for a limited income. You can talk about this also on the flip with young people these days. So I'm going to link that video below because it talks about how many people now are who lived alone for all of their life now are having to take roommates in, or become a roommate to someone else's home, etc., etc. And we've talked about this before in the fashion of multi-generational families. I've made a video or two, and have mentioned it in other videos, that I feel, James, you tell me what you think. I think we're going to be moving back to a lot of people that are not living kind of multi-generational. I think we're going to be forced to, in some sense, whether it's somebody move closer to home to help take care of you, or vice versa, move in with you, or vice versa. Maybe somebody, I don't know, if you've got some land, somebody puts a little trailer on your land and now lives there. There's all sorts of different scenarios that we are seeing, we know. And a lot of you have commented about that as well, about how you're having to change your lifestyle to help accommodate what's going on. And that's smart, really. But here's something else. So something else I want to mention that I saw this week is that Cherokee Nation, specifically, there's an article, and it's on Facebook, it's on their website. They're having to give out an emergency fund of, I believe it's $14.4 million to low-income Cherokee Nation citizens. Now, obviously, that's not going to be just elderly individuals. It's probably going to be a lot, because you know that with a lot of our indigenous communities, a lot of the elderly need a lot of help. That's everywhere, so I'm not, negating that. I'm not taking away from that, but I'm saying we know for a fact that specifically in tribal communities that a lot of the elderly need a lot of help. So Cherokee Nation, because of energy prices due to inflation, et cetera, is giving out, I think it's $1,500 or so. I'll link an article and you can read all the specifics. But that has just come out this week. And then I got this in the mail yesterday, and I am a supporter of Adopt an Elder, which is you can support them, you can send money, and you basically can support food boxes, water, firewood. You can actually buy items online to help support these Navajo elders. And so I get this newsletter when they send it out. I think they send it out 4 times a year. And I want to read to you the latest July update letter that, I always open this up and see what's going on, and we support it. I've posted it to Facebook and several different places to share it with you. So this is nothing new from me, but I want to read to you this little paragraph so that you understand what's going on, because it is happening, like I said, in our indigenous communities. But note, this is happening down the road from you also. You may not see it. You may not personally know somebody that's having this problem, but I guarantee you it's happening. We can definitely speak to this here in Appalachia particularly. So it says the United States is seeing an unprecedented increase in the cost of food. And I know I'm shaking a little bit, guys, but we're on the interstate. Since February of 2021, food prices have risen by more than 7.9%. We know that's higher. Let's just go with it. This is a sharp increase from the average, for which more than 2 decades has stayed around 2.4%. Inflation has made food costs unaffordable for many. However, for Navajo elders in the Adopt a Native Elder program, inflation is affecting their ability to even exist. Not only are the cost of higher food, but now vulnerable elders are unable to afford to make the journey to get their groceries. Simply traveling to a grocery store poses a new challenge, as the cost of gas has risen more than 38% since last year. Now, this was written to be the July newsletter, so this was probably written at the end of June. We all know what inflation is. We all know what gas prices are. Gas prices are more than double here than they were in late 2020. So we all know the math on this. I had someone tell me, tribal member of Navajo Nation, tell me that it is not unheard of out there that if you are going shopping, if you need to go to the grocery store, it's like, I believe he said it's 100 miles. I mean, you don't just hop up and go to the Piggly Wiggly in a lot of these areas. It is a massive undertaking. And if you take care of somebody, here's the thing. So, I relate this to even taking care of my own Nana. My Nana is going to be 86 years old. She is very independent, but she needs a lot of help. And so right now, we go and get groceries for her, or we pick up things for her, we do things, and she'll tell you that. So that's extra time and gas on our family alone. And we all take turns, or we do things for her, et cetera, et cetera. So this affects somebody that has to rely on an organization to help them. Think about the burden that is for food pantries and these different organizations. I'll link this below as well if you want to donate anything to them. It's a lovely, I've really enjoyed donating to this. So that's up to you. I'm not pushing this. I'm just going to have it there in case you ask, okay? So the point here is we have to think outside the box in terms of, as much as we can, look at how this is affecting low-income families. This is affecting the elderly, those with disabilities, folks that are on limited incomes. And so this is why I remind you, I say this now, I've said it before, everything that you squirrel away, if you will, okay? You're doing your 5 cans a week, right? You're doing your due diligence. Try to amp it up, because I have said this a million times. James will weigh in, I'm sure. You're going to be helping somebody. You may not know what your mission is going to be, but there's going to come a time, if it's not already happening, it may be as early as tomorrow, where you're going to have somebody at your church, somebody down the road, a neighbor, that is going to fall on harder times than maybe you're seeing yet. Because we're all going to have an individual crisis. So when you prepare a little extra, just give it that little extra 10%, you are more than likely going to be able to make a difference for somebody that is honestly, I hate to put it this way, they treaded the water as long as they could, like you are, but they're already beginning to drown due to various circumstances. James, I know you're driving, but do you want to say anything to this real quick? Hope we can hear you.
Well, I think that it's the right thing to do, first and foremost, to be helpful to other people. And if you can put a little extra away, I feel like you'll be blessed when you help others. It'll come back to you, multiplied over. So,
well, I think that if younger generations aren't, if somebody is young that's younger than us, maybe they only have parents in their family. Let's just go with this scenario. So let's say you have somebody watching this video right now, let's say they're in their 30s or 40s, and they still have very active parents. They don't have grandparents anymore. It's going to be hard for somebody to relate. It's not that they don't believe it, but it's hard to relate in understanding that there are so many out there that are struggling. That we don't have I think we have seen a falling away from that multi-generational pool where you have families where it's not just you, the kids, and the grandparents, or whatever. It's several tiers of family, because I know when I was growing up, for a long time, we had 5 generations. And I can tell you, growing up, I knew that we were always helping my great-grandmother. We were always definitely helping my great-great-grandmother. The family helped buy a vehicle for them, helped with bills, or, we always took food. It was just part of what we did. And I don't think society here, particularly in the United States, is still living that way. I think we've gotten away. I think we have focused so much on just single family homes that we've lost the trail of understanding that we have to help all of our generations and look out for each other. So I'll link these below. Think about what I've said. Keep preparing. Nothing that you're doing is going to go to waste. Like we have always said, at the end of the day, we wake up from this incredible nightmare and you feel like you have too many cans of soup on the shelf. Guess what? You're going to be able to bless somebody today, whether it's somebody down the road or a food pantry. Because I assure you right now, definitely there is a desperate need. Think about it. Like, subscribe, and share. We appreciate you being here. We're going to have a little bit of fun today. I'm excited. I don't know if I'm going to make a separate video or link something in here. I don't know. So we appreciate you being here. We'll see you on the next video.